Adamawa State Police Command of the Nigeria Police Force has arrested a 34-year-old church member, Tahamado Demian, over the allegation of kidnapping of two of his Catholic priests, Reverend Fathers Abraham Samman of the Jalingo Diocese and Matthew Dusami of the Yola Diocese. Adamawa State Police Command, in a statement issued and made available on his X social media platform on Saturday by the command spokesperson, Suleiman Angaroje, indicated that the kidnapped victims were rescued on hot at Gweda Malam village in Adamawa, adding that the rescue operations commenced since February 21, 2025 and the rescued victims are currently receiving medical attention at the hospital, emphasizing that no ransom or money was paid for the kidnapped Reverend Fathers to regain their freedom. The police press release stated that the rescue mission took place at a criminal hideout in Gweda Malam village, a remote area between Numan and Demsa local government areas, and the operation led to the church member Demian's arrest. The police said it also recovered a locally fabricated assault rifle, a handset, and multiple SIM cards during the operation. In quote, the statement reads thus: "In a bid to ensure protection of lives and property, a safe and secured environment in the state, the command carried out a coordinated rescue operation at a particular criminal hideout situated at a remote side of Gweda Malam village connecting parts of Numan and Demsa local government areas. These rescue operations commenced from the 21st of February 2025 in various criminal hideouts within the state, and it yielded positive results as one Tahamado Demian, 34 years old, a member of the same church, with the victims, was arrested for kidnapping of his two Reverend Fathers, Abraham Samman and Matthew David Dusami, of Catholic Dioceses of Yola and Jalingo respectively. The command's planned operation has successfully rescued the two Reverend Fathers on hot and no dime is paid as ransom. The victims are now receiving medical attention. The suspect was apprehended and now taken into custody for discreet investigation. Investigation so far has led to the recovery of one locally fabricated assault rifle, two handsets and SIM cards. The Commissioner of Police, Dankombo Morris, expressed gratitude for the support the command is receiving from the government, sister security agencies and the public. He therefore encouraged them to sustain the cooperation and collaboration for timely response to emergency situations. The police boss added that together, we will ensure peace and security across the state and beyond through diligent prosecution of the suspect. Sahara reporters had reported how the suspect, Tahamado Demian, said to be an altar servant of the church, carried out the crime, locked the victims inside the room and demanded for 10 million naira ransom for their release. Sahara reporters reported that it learned that the altar servant had allegedly masterminded the abduction of the two priests and demanded 10 million naira as ransom. The two Catholic Church priests who were kidnapped penultimate week in Adamawa State, men of the Nigeria Police Force, have arrested a 27-year-old man, Uwadiae Airebuwa, for killing and cutting off the head of a 43-year-old man, Edobor Lawrence, who lived in the same Evbuotubu quarters with him when the victim was returning from burial ceremony at 1 o'clock midnight, according to the state-owned television station, Edo Broadcasting Service, EBS, for the purpose of money ritual, which Locke ran against him when police and vigilante members on patrol intercepted him. He ran, abandoning the polythene bag containing the fresh human head, and he was subsequently arrested after the security operatives gave him a chase. According to EBS, the deceased was a fashion designer and was killed by a group of assailants after he came down from a car and was trekking home at 1 o'clock midnight while returning from a burial ceremony held on March 6, 2025 late night and early morning night of March 7, 2025. Edo State Police Command, in a press release issued and made available on Saturday by the Command Public Relations Officer, Moses Yamu, the suspect was intercepted on the 7th of March 2025 at approximately 3 a.m. Operatives of Evbuotubu Division alongside vigilante members, while on patrol of the area, intercepted and arrested one Uwadiae Airebuwa, 27 years, of Igbinudu Street, Evbuotubu quarters, in possession of a fresh human-held contained in a polythene bag. Upon interrogation, the suspect took them to a decapitated body of a man along the road near Uwadiae Shopping Plaza. The deceased, later identified by a family member as Edobor Lawrence, 43 years, of number 1 Osage Street, Evbuotubu quarters, was evacuated to the hospital for preservation while investigation continues. The Commissioner of Police, CP Betty Enekpun Isopan Otimenyin, while condoling family of the deceased, assured them and the general public that the command will not rest until all those involved in this heinous crime are brought to book. She further advised young persons to seek legitimate means of making money rather than venturing into crime. Do not forget to contact the command through our emergency control room numbers 08077773721 and 08037646272. For complaints, Public Complaints Bureau, PCB 081509993335. Complaints Response Unit, CRO 081003899992. The police command stated, "We had reported that another set of Edo farmers, named Lucky Salami and Julius Arewa, have been macheted to death at Ewere community in the Esako West local government area of Edo State by attackers. The villagers suspected to be Fulani herdsmen. Days after suspected herders killed other farmers in the state at Eran, Egari, Opekpe among others, with the kinsman of the current senator representing Edo North, who was once the governor of the state, Comrade Adams Oshiomole, calling on the government to rescue them from Fulani herdsmen they claimed are responsible for the frequent attacks both on lives and the destructions of their farmlands in the Edo North Senatorial District, often known as Afemai land." South Korea Corruption Investigation Office, CIO, has released from its detention the impeached president of the Asia country, Yoon Suk-yeol, who was arrested and detained since January 2025 over the 6 hours of martial law he declared, which on Friday, the Seoul Central District Court faulted the legality of the impeached president's arrest and ordered his release immediately. CIO decided not to file an appeal to challenge the decision of the district court and release the impeached president, Yoon Suk-yeol, who walked a little distance to outside the exit gate of the detention facility, waving at thousands of his supporters who gathered at the holding facility ahead of his release on Saturday. Yoon has been in detention since being arrested in January on charges of leading an insurrection, one of the few criminal charges the president, according to local observers, does not have immunity from. The Seoul District Court, in its ruling on Friday, said it was questionable whether the insurrection charges indictment was filed after the defendant's detention period had expired. Therefore, the court cancelled Yoon's arrest warrant to ensure procedural clarity and eliminate doubts regarding the legality of the investigation process, according to the court. Yoon's lawyers had also argued that the crime of insurrection is not included within the investigative jurisdiction of the Corruption Investigation Office for High-Ranking Officials, CIO, the agency that had requested the arrest warrant against the leader. The court said the question of jurisdiction was unclear, as there are no provisions in current laws about this issue, and no previous ruling from the Supreme Court. Any further unresolved legal controversies during the criminal trial code serve as grounds for annulment in a higher court and may also provide grounds for a retrial even after a significant amount of time has passed, the court added, according to the certified true copy of the judgment as reported by CNN. The ruling did not dismiss the criminal charges that led to Yoon's arrest on January 15th, and the case is separate from his impeachment, which is still pending before the Constitutional Court. The criminal charge of insurrection and the impeachment case before the South Korea Constitutional Court were triggered by his December 3rd martial law declaration that also led to the impeachment of the Prime Minister, who had taken over as acting president and refused to authorize the arrest of the suspended president. South Korea's Finance Minister Choi Sang-mok is now acting head of state, and has sought to calm economic markets and reassure international partners amid chaos in government leadership. He was seen going to cheering supporters, who were waving Korean and US flags, as he walked out of the detention center in Uwadiae on Saturday, according to international news agency. I would also like to express my deep gratitude to the many citizens who have supported me despite the cold weather, as well as to our future generations, Yoon said in a statement following his release. Lawmakers had voted to impeach him, and he is now waiting for the country's constitutional court to decide whether he will be removed from office permanently or be reinstated.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.